Prescott Van Meyer III, sommelier from home. Today's episode, we try Eggo's flavored Appalachian Sippin' Cream. Appalachian? Appalachian? A lot of different ways to say it. Appalachia. I've heard it said that way before. Anyways, what do we got here? We got Eggo's Brunch in a Jar. Appalachian Sippin' Cream. They say that this is a unique blend of the Sippin' Cream and Eggo flavor, complete with syrupy, waffly goodness. So, yeah. We're raising the bar for brunch with this creamy partnership between Eggo and Appalachian Sippin' Cream with the delicious flavor of toasty Eggo waffles drizzled in syrup. Brunch in a jar is the perfect addition to any brunch. Sips up. Okay, so there's some waffles and some syrup and, well, some moonshine in here. That'll be good for your arteries and your liver. But on front it says waffles and syrup cream liqueur. When I think of brunch, I think of like toast or homemade waffles, not Eggos. Eggs Benedict, mimosas, women just cutting their servers over and over again. The amount of passive-aggressive insults flying to all the servers around the room is just, it lets you know it's brunch time until they're blacked out and escorted off the premises. You know who you are. Comment below if you've ever been kicked out of a brunch. This is 20% alcohol or 40 proof. I think it's delightful that they're putting 40 proof on there because it is technically a liqueur. Comes from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. So, that fits. Let's do it. Let's open it up. Little mason jar lid. The smell of the syrup is erupting from the glass, and it is assaulting my nostrils as hard as it can. I'm getting syrup smell right up, tickling my brainstem. I feel like I'm getting this navaged up my nose. One nostril is getting it shot up and the other is sucking it out. Not a good way to clear the sinus. Well, it's very thick. Gives me a little bit of Bailey's Irish cream kind of consistency to it. The syrup smell is very intense. I'll hand it to them. There's a little toasty waffle smell blended in there as well. The smell has some connotations of waffles, of Eggos specifically, really drenched in syrup. Just waterboarded with syrup, just drowning in it. Personally, I love authentic maple syrup, though someone mentioned recently that it smells a little like urine, and that's hard to shake. I don't know if I agree. Now every time I reach for the maple syrup container, all I'm thinking of is, well, Uncle Jack. Always peeing in the backyard, and in the front yard, and sometimes his pants. Let's be honest, that man could pee anywhere, except a toilet. Ironically, I'm sure he blamed the government somehow, much like the people who enjoy Appalachian Sippin' Cream. I don't know where Spittoon is. No, there he is. I'm gonna need you, buddy. It's coming out quick. All right. Here we go. Give a taste of Eggo's Appalachian Sippin' Cream. Definitely tastes like cereal milk that has been in with the cereal too long, but instead of cereal, it's just drenched Eggo waffles. There's a toastiness to it, a nuttiness. It almost has notes of a very off-brand hazelnut, like a filbert that, well, it dropped out of school in the 5th grade, that's for sure. An uneducated hazelnut. They're smart though. Knows its way around an IROC Z, I'll tell you that. Ain't no governor plate on the planet that they couldn't get off an engine. All right, let's give it another sip. Very sweet, very creamy. There's a little bit of creamy eggness to it. Kind of reminded me of an eggnog or like just poached eggs, kind of like staying on the aftertaste there. But I'm kind of interested to maybe try it with some other things. So I've got some things to throw it with. First, I'm gonna put a little ice in it. All right, that should get the temperature down pretty good. Let's give it another sip. Ooh, that made it sweeter. Wow. If you like incredibly sweet things to drink, this might be the one for you. I know when people get into their 80s and 90s, they get a sweet tooth because glucose is what your brain operates on. And it's the energy it needs. So when you get older, body just says, suck down glucose, please. All the sugar you can get. So this might be for those people. Real octogenarians. Octogenarians who have been to 50 plus NASCAR races and probably 200 Waffle Houses. All right, let's give it another sip. The ice did tone it down a little bit, but I'm still interested to see what this mixes with. So let's go for it. First up, a little bit of cola. Here we go. It's kind of fun. A little bit like a cola shake, you know, like a float. Again, very sweet. You would need this at the end of a meal. I think if you wake up and you have syrup-drenched waffles with cola, you've got an interesting day ahead of you. I think you're gonna fight a cop. If not a cop, then at least your substitute teacher. Regardless of who you end up in a fight with, hopefully they'll hit you right where you need that rotten tooth knocked out. Save you a trip to the dentist, which you weren't gonna go see the dentist anyways. They also recommended chocolate milk. All right, here we go. It is so sweet. It's definitely like melted ice cream, but somehow a lot of the water and moisture evaporated out, and you're just left with fat and sugar. Ugh. I didn't like that one. I didn't like it. If you're wondering if it's like putting some chocolate chips on top of your waffles, it's not like that at all, because that sounds pleasant. And this is like a really heinously designed torture. Just, ugh. I don't want to taste sugar again for a very long time. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Now let's try something that doesn't have a ton of sugar in it. All right, Eggo Appalachian Sippin Cream in coffee. It's actually kind of pleasant. It's not overpowering with the syrup or the toasty Eggo flavor that they want in there. Lengthens out, so it's kind of creamy, a little bit of nuttiness. Yeah, this is the older brother hazelnut. Went all-state. Unfortunately blew his ACL at Alabama, but it's okay. He got a degree in accounting and has a wonderful firm right outside of Mobile. Unfortunately, a crippling gambling addiction. So they're gonna have to break the other knee. I enjoyed the coffee. I started with a high quality coffee, so I'm tasting all those notes as well. Seems to work in that. Kind of a nice little addition. Who would be drinking this? Well, probably a child bootlegger. It's not confirmed he's a child bootlegger because he has no birth certificate, but he is very little. His little overalls are maybe just getting a little too tight for him. He's a growing boy. And also, he is missing teeth. I don't know if those are missing baby teeth or missing adult teeth, but either way, they are not in his skull. And he speaks with the thickest lisp you've ever heard in your life. Time for me to drink my waffle. That's who would be drinking this. Speaking of, do people without their teeth, do they microwave waffles? Get them nice and soggy? Because I mean, toasting a waffle? On those gums, you're like chewing on a pine cone. I would pair this with Saturday morning cartoons, getting an A+ on your spelling bee, and telling the county sheriffs, "F you, get out of my distillery, you son of a bitch." Obviously, he's 8 years old in that bit. Or 37 in a lot of Waffle House fights. On my score of 0 to 100, I'm giving Eggo Appalachian Sippin Cream a 32. Corporate America, you guys are killing us with inflation.